up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Thursday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Peralt. You can always follow me on Twitter at Sports Talk Matt. You can follow Betting Pros on Twitter at Betting Pros NFL. This podcast being brought to you by BetMGM. The offer right above me here on YouTube, $20 to win $100 on any event. Use that code JUICE100 at BetMGM on the BetMGM app. JUICE100, $20 bet. You win $100 no matter what happens in that wager that you put down. Okay, so here's what happened last night. So personally, I went 5-2 last night. Now, I lost the Suns +4 and I lost the team total because of the fourth quarter. I needed 26 points in the fourth quarter from the Suns, and they threw up all over themselves. I could get on here and rant and rave about losing the +4 and the referees, and look, the referees were awful. There's no debating that. They missed call after call after call. It's on the NBA to get this corrected. They're not going to. They don't care. At the end of the day, they don't care. The Devin Booker non-call was one of the worst non-calls ever. I don't care. It's the NBA Finals. Devin Booker should have fouled out of that game, and I had the Suns. Devin Booker should have fouled out of that game. He was trying to foul out of that game. Giannis Antetokounmpo turned the basketball over. He was straddling the line when he inbounded the basketball. That should have been a turnover. The referees were blind on purpose. And that is why the NBA is questioned and why guys like Tim Donaghy have an audience when he starts talking about the fact that the referees know what the league wants. And the league, I talked about it on my radio show. I talked about it on here. The NBA wants a long series. They did not want, that's why I was on Milwaukee in game 3. They did not want a short series. I knew the game would be tight. That's why I took the points, not the money line. But Chris Paul's turnover, man, we were right there. Like right there to cover or push the 4. If you had 5, we should have cashed. That was the right side. We were there the whole time, and then we don't get there, unfortunately. Now, the Discord bet hit, so that's amazing, right? The wire-to-wire no -138, that hit. So 6-9 now on the Discord bet, so we got that right. I got all 4 of my player props right, including the 2 we gave out officially. So the Jay Crowder over 18.5 points, assists, and rebounds gets there, and the Pat Connaughton, can't say his last name, sorry, Pat Connaughton, to hit more than 1.5 threes. That hit as well. So we got those 2 right. Both were -113 and -110, so that was good. Then we get the half a unit, -136 right. Okay. I get my 2 other player props right and the Discord bet right. So, okay. I'm feeling fine about my own personal outcome, but I am annoyed that the official plays went 2-2, and both half unit plays were wrong, and both, quarter unit plays are right. We don't count the Discord wager for the official record, even though we do get it right, and that does help me. So I got 2 other player props. I got the Discord bet right. So for me, it was a winning night for me. Officially, it's a losing night for the podcast, but I'm left angry. And I think a lot of people are left frustrated. I think the NBA needs to look at themselves long and hard in the mirror today. And I expect game number 5 to be refereed extremely tightly. And the players better be ready, because the scrutiny that's going to come down on the referees across the country, it's really bad. And I've been saying this for a long time. Referees need to have a liaison, somebody who speaks for the referees, and that person needs to be in the media room, and that person needs to take questions, because there needs to be an answer as to why wasn't Devin Booker fouled out? Why did you miss the call on Giannis inbounding the basketball? How do you miss those calls? How? How is that possible at this stage of the season? How do you miss these calls? You're supposed to be the best referees in the game. That's why you're there, right? So unfortunate, just a frustrating night for a lot of people. And frustrating night, I think, if you're a Suns fan, if you're a Suns backer, and that's really bad for the NBA. It looks bad. And the league is trying to say, oh, we're okay with being in business with the sports books. We're okay with doing, and then these things happen, and it's a bad look for everybody. So Yeah, so we move on. All right, there's only one game today. A standalone baseball game, and it's my team. So when it's my team, if you're watching on YouTube, I break out this hat, which I still have, which is the Boston Red Sox 2004 championship hat, which is always fun to wear. Red Sox have won 4 championships since the year 2000. The Yankees have won, well, if you count 2001, over the last 20 years, the Yankees have won 1. So 4 rings to 1. Yes, Yankee fan, I'm sure you're pounding your steering wheel going, well, we won so many more. I don't care. What have you done for me lately? You're 8 games back of the Red Sox right now. Red Sox, Yankees, most likely Jordan Montgomery going for the Yankees, Erod going for the Boston Red Sox. I've got 2 plays on that. We'll have a couple of props in that game as well that we'll talk about here in just 1 second. But before we do any of that, let me tell you about the fact that we have a brand new podcast. The Sharps Report is officially out. Todd Furman, Fox Sports 1, and I sat down for an hour-long conversation about the sports gambling industry, about sports betting in the future, about sports media, about the upcoming NFL football picks contests, and NFL futures as well. You can find that podcast on Spotify right now. Now, it should drop on Apple, but we're having a little bit of a trouble. I don't know what's going on with Apple. I don't know if Apple wants to turn over the entire podcasting industry to Spotify. But Apple is really cumbersome for some reason. They are slow. They are tough to deal with. They're tough to get your podcast posted. Spotify just is so much cleaner and quicker. It's why I post. If you guys are on the Discord channel, you know what I use now. I post on Twitter and on the Discord channel. I post the Spotify version of the podcast. I used to post the Apple version because 85% of you, by our stats, are listening on Apple Podcasts. And I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you're being frustrated by this as well. But I mean, for the most part, you guys are getting this podcast in the morning, so it's not that big of a deal. But when I'm trying to load this, I'm trying to publicize it and push it. It's tough. So we're not up on Apple as of the time of taping right now, but we are up on Spotify. So if you want to go and listen to the Sharps Report, follow it. So you see every episode every Wednesday. It will drop in your audio feed on Spotify and Apple and everything else. We will have clips on our YouTube channel. I don't believe we're going to put the whole thing on YouTube from a video perspective, but we're still figuring that out. But it is a very fun conversation. Todd is a great guy, and I loved it that he was the first ever guest for the Sharps Report every Wednesday on bettingpros.com. We have pretty big plans for that podcast, so we're pretty psyched about that. So please do me a favor, follow it, subscribe, like it, and do all the things you do wherever you get your podcasts for the Sharps Report with Matt Peralt. Thanks to bettingpros.com with Todd Furman as our first guest. Go seek it out and listen. It's a great listen. You guys can, it's an hour-long conversation, so it's a lot longer than this one. The Daily Juice will continue, but every week on Wednesdays, you will get the Sharps Report in your audio feed, thanks to bettingpros.com. Okay, so tonight, Red Sox and the Yankees. The Yankees are a mess. And I mean, they're an absolute mess. They're not scoring, and even when they do score, they have been, I think the number is 493-2. That's the record of teams entering the 9th inning with a 6-run lead or more in this season. And the 2 are both the Yankees, who have blown leads of that caliber. And they did it on the day before they went to the All-Star break, where the Astros came storming back, Jose Altuve with a 3-run walk-off home run to beat the Yankees. Now they open up in a standalone game at home with their fans very disgruntled. And the Red Sox are coming in feeling extremely confident to get back going because they've lost 4 of 5. Now, Erod has had an okay season for the Red Sox. Not outstanding, but okay. In his start before he went to the All-Star break, he got the loss. It was a 5-4 loss for the Red Sox, but he pitched 5 innings, gave up 9 hits, 4 earned runs, gave up 2 home runs, had 5 strikeouts. Exit velocity was only 76.5, even with 2 home runs. So he wasn't getting hit all that hard, but he was getting hit, and he did give up 9 hits. In the start before that against the Oakland A's, he went 6 innings, gave up 1 hit, no earned runs, did walk 2, struck out 6. Exit velo was 87.5. In the start before that, against the Yankees at home, he went 5 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, pitched really well, 8 strikeouts for him. Really, I liked it a lot. 87.6 exit velo. Now, Jordan Montgomery has not been named the official starter yet, but that's who we think the Yankees are going to go with here today for this one. He's lost his last 3 starts. He faced the Red Sox back when it was an Erod start. 6 innings, faced 27 batters, 8 hits, 3 earned runs given up, couple of walks, 5 Ks, exit velo of 88 miles per hour. In the start before he went to the All-Star break, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 9 Ks, got the loss in 6 2/3 worth of innings, 86 mile per hour exit velo. Against the Mets, the start before that, also he took the loss, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, struck out 6, walked 3, 88 miles per hour on an exit velo as well. The Red Sox bats are okay. They're not killing the baseball right now, and they just sent 3 of their best hitters to the All-Star game in Devers, Xander Bogaerts, and who am I blanking on the third for the Red Sox? My brain's blanking, but the third the DH for the Red Sox, whose name is escaping me because it's late at night and I'm forgetting who the Red Sox DH is. But this is a team that scores runs, but in the 6 games so far, Red Sox are 6-0 this season against the Yankees. The overs only come in. The over's 10.5. If you look at the number of games against the Red Sox, and look at, okay, if it was 10.5, if that was the number, and it hasn't been, but if that was the number set, the Red Sox and the Yankees have not combined for many high-scoring games. Now, the last game they played was a 9-2 win for the Red Sox. That would have gone over 10.5, but 4-2, 5-3, 6-5, 7-3, 5-2. If the total was 10.5, 2 and 4 to the over would be right now for the Red Sox and the Yankees. A lot of that has to do with the Yankees' lack of offense. They just haven't been good. They're 23-22 at home. The Red Sox are 27-17 away from home. And like I mentioned, the Red Sox scuffled into the All-Star break. They're coming out. It's a standalone game. Erod has not been bad. The Red Sox have won a bunch of the starts, even though he got a loss in his last start. The Red Sox aren't horrible with Erod on the mound so far this season. And Erod at Yankee Stadium hasn't been awful. He's 2-4 with the ERA of 4, 1.3 out of whip at Yankee Stadium. But this team for the Yankees, they strike out a lot and they don't score very much. I'm very curious to watch Erod's K prop today. If the K prop is like 6.5 or 6, I will be on the over for him for sure for strikeouts. Like I mentioned, the last time he faced the Yankees, he struck out 8. He's pretty much good for 4 to 5 guaranteed for Ks, but he can run it up. His high this season is 9 for strikeouts. And going into the All-Star break, it was 5, 6, 8, 7, and 8 over his last 5 starts for strikeouts for Erod. So big left-hander coming over the top. Yankees strike out a lot. I'm going with the Red Sox as the road dog here at plus 115 to go to 7-0 against the Yankees. And I'm also taking the under 10.5. The under is minus 115 at 10.5. And the Red Sox on the money line are plus 115 to win this game. So Red Sox and the under, both for a half a unit, are the plays coming up here today for the only game on the docket throughout the entire sports world. I didn't feel like doing futures today. I thought just, hey, Red Sox, Yankees, let's watch this game. It's my team. Of course, I'm betting on the Red Sox. I mean, I'm not going to not bet on the Red Sox, and I'm going to wear my World Series championship hat in 2004. There was a great question that DraftKings posed yesterday on Twitter that stated, if you had to cheer for one city's teams, would you rather cheer for Boston's teams or New York's teams? And that article, that is not even a question. If you like winning, regardless of how you feel about Boston, if you like winning, you like Boston sports teams. Since 2000, the Boston sports market has yielded 12 championships. New York, 4. 4. We've tripled New York. All right. So if you had to cheer, winning is fun. Losing is not. The Yankees have not been good for a long time. 2009 was a long time ago, guys. It's a long time for the Yankees to not have won the World Series. The Mets haven't been good in forever. The Jets are a joke. The Giants have 2 championships. Okay, that's good. Against the Patriots. Yep, that's good. So you got them. Patriots have 6 others. They're fine. They won 6. The Bruins, Rangers, and the Islanders haven't won anything. I mean, it's just, you can't claim New Jersey. Sorry, you can't claim the Devils. That's not New York. That's New Jersey. So the Brooklyn Nets just recently have been good. The Knicks have been the laughingstock of the NBA forever. It's just not a fair fight. Winning is more fun. Red Sox to win tonight at plus 115. And the under 10.5 at minus 115 is where we're going here today for the only baseball game. I will have at least one prop, maybe two in the Discord channel. You guys can get there by going to bettingpros.com/chat or the link underneath me here on YouTube takes you right in to the Discord channel. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are here on YouTube, hit subscribe and you are entered into you get 3 more entries into the giveaway for the Magic Johnson autograph signed jersey that will be given away at the end of the month. So make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, get into the Discord channel, all good stuff coming at you here for the Daily Juice. Reminder on the Sharps Report, go listen and subscribe to where you get that podcast, where you get your podcasts. That's out now. We're back each and every morning here, though, for the Daily Juice podcast being brought to you by BetMGM right here on bettingpros.com.